So Kenya and Cynthia, they come over to talk to Claudia. They haven't seen her place, her new place, I guess, completely done. And so Kenya comes over and Cynthia comes over. He just said that. And they come over and talk. And so basically, Cynthia fills them in about everything that happened last week. And basically, the whole big thing that happened last week was Portia. She had this big event, kind of like a coming out party to Dish Nation. And she invited everybody. It was open to the public. That's how people get shot and shit. Any and everybody coming in there. But of course, I guess it was a safe environment. I guess it wasn't open to everybody because I don't think it was open to me. But I guess all the kids of the Dish Nation or whomever was involved. So anyway, as we know, Claudia works at Dish Nation as well, and so she arrived and she's been trying to bury the hatchet with Portia, so to speak, at least in her terms. So cut back to this week, but it all ended bad. They got into an argument and all this. But anyway, Claudia was telling Kenya and Cynthia that Portia was being kind of all nice, nasty, and all that stuff, and she was basically being kind of rude, and Claudia was trying her best to get along with her and do this, but it just simply wasn't working. So Kenya was like, it's a shame that strong black women can't come together and be there for one another. Shut up, Kenya. Don't be a hypocrite now. I like you, but I'll read a girl in a minute. Don't pull it. And Claudia basically she brings up her whole past. It reminds her of high school. People being mean. The whole biracial thing. All that. I don't know how that is because I'm not biracial. The only thing I'm mixed with is black and crazy, but I don't think that's an actual. I don't think crazy is an actual like race. I don't think. But yeah, I don't really know how that is. I do have two biracial cousins though, relatives, and yeah, they definitely had their struggles or whatever. I was right there with them during certain things. So yeah, I understand. I understand, but I don't understand. I can. All I know is how it is just being black and dark skinned black and all that stuff, living in the South and all that mess. But we all go through shit, I guess. And yeah, I did kind of feel bad for Claudia during that moment, during that one moment. It's not many times, but during that one moment, I, kind of had, my heart right there for Claudia. Yum, yum, yum. Get off of me. So we're going to move on to Candace and Todd. Todd is going away on a trip, or he's going to LA for something. I didn't quite catch that. Fill that in the comments as to why Todd is leaving once again. But apparently Candace says that he loves to go to LA. And he's often in LA, like a lot. Hmm. And he says that oftentimes when he comes back home to Atlanta, forget the A, it's Atlanta, um, that he is often like irritated and stressed out. Like he didn't want to come back. Hmm. So let's just go ahead and get Candace out the way. Later on, Candace goes over to Carmen's house, and or maybe she was at her house and Carmen was there. I don't know. All I saw was Carmen unpacking bags, so I guess that's part of her job. I don't know. But there was just like Candy was like, Todd said something like they was talking about something because y'all know, as we learned last week, that they had to stop the whole mother's love uh on stage Broadway moment. They had to the play. They had to stop that because of some things was going on with the money. The guy that was like in charge, he couldn't. He basically gets his money after the show, but he didn't have enough money to put into the show. Some shit. I don't know. I did watch last episode, but I did not get the chance to review it because it was like once I saw the show, it was already like Thursday or Friday, and it was a new episode coming on Sunday, so there wasn't no need to review it. But it was something going on with the whole money issues with Mother's Love as to why they can't do it anymore. And Candy was crying. She was upset. She was like, you know what? A lot of people really depend on this, and I completely understand that. A lot of people do. People, everybody got kids these days, and it's just hard. So you know, that was difficult. And basically, it kind of seemed like, in a way, that Todd was blaming Candace for the thing. I remember, speaking of Candace, she said she doesn't like to be called Candace. I remember on Watch What Happens Live recently, she was on there, and she was like, my name is Candy. That's my name on my birth certificate. It's Candy, not Candace. Everybody thinks Candy is short for Candace. So I'm going to continue to call her Candace, so because it pisses her off, and I like it. All right. Candy looked great in this episode. I love that hair with the curls. It was pretty. She looked great. Her makeup on point. Very lovely girl. Work, thick and juicy. But I don't know what the hell is going on with Todd. And she was like, "You think he cheating?" He's like, "I don't know." It was crazy. You know, my girl, Drita, Drina, Closet's Confessions, my girl. She basically I remember, and I watched one of her videos. It was probably like a month or so ago or something like that. But anyway, it was that episode where Don Juan and Todd got into it, and she basically was like saying that just because you married somebody don't mean that you need to let them in your business. Your personal business is with your husband and this and that, meaning that if he didn't have shit to do with it before, why involve him in it now? At the end of the day, Todd is not the reason as to why Candy has been so successful throughout her life. Candy is the reason why Candy has been so successful, and the people that, obviously helped her along the way. But Todd was one of those people. And so I feel like Candace made the mistake. I feel like Candace made the mistake in letting Todd so much involved in her business, because Todd has, he does his shit, which is great, and Candace does her shit, which is great. Like, don't come in and try to take over. So I was very much so on Don Juan's side, and so was Closet Confessions, because it was just like, what do you mean? Like, you can't come in, running shit and telling me what to do. Nigga, I just met you. Y'all just got married. She in love with you, but I ain't. What you mean? No. But I think she's probably getting a wake up call with that whole thing. My homeboy Ranu in Reality Junkie. Shouts out to Ranu. How are you, by the way? Anyway, he basically said that he don't like Todd, and Todd is pretty much just a slitty sicker. He's full of shit, and I just hope, I've always defended Todd, and I just hope this is not true about Todd, because I've defended Todd to everybody who talked bad about Lil Todd. And that's all Mama Joyce wants, is for her to be right about Todd. Can you imagine? Like, Todd actually, if he actually is cheating on Candace or something, and she running and telling her mama, like, Mama Joyce will have like a picnic or something. Like, ugh, it'll be terrible. There's nothing worse than knowing. There's nothing worse than when you fighting so hard for somebody, and somebody is in your ear telling you that that person is wrong, but then they end up being right, and you got to tell them they was right. Ooh, ugh. I'm just not. Don't even say nothing, Candace, if it's true. Don't even tell your mom. Come on, go. So, basically, Peter picks up Apollo. Apollo is somewhere walking down the street from the liquor store or something, I don't know. And Peter, he picks up Apollo, and basically Apollo shows Peter all these text messages that he got from, apparently Phaedra is messing around with some dude named Chocolate, what they call him. And apparently he has a huge dick, and he's African. And basically some of the text messages said, um, uh, will you be my daddy, from Phaedra, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and this time next week I'll be off the plantation. Thank you, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. All kind of stuff Phaedra done said. And he showed a picture. He printed out the text messages and showed the pictures. Was like, this is Phaedra. That looked a little bit like Phaedra, but I mean, the internet is hell. I personally don't believe this whole Mr. Chocolate thing. But like I said on Twitter, if it's true, oh the hell well. Because I wouldn't put it past, I don't know for sure, because I don't know neither one of these folks. But I wouldn't put it past Apollo that he was cheating on Phaedra, or have cheated at some point. I mean, didn't he say last season that he be at the strip club every weekend? Not saying that all strippers give it up, But you know, everybody knows they got a little private room in the strip club where you can go and basically insert things into big booty dancers, and you know, you pay them a little extra for their services. Everybody knows that. The strip club is just one level up from the walking the strip on the sidewalk, pretty much. And then that's the whole escort thing where you a high class hood. Yes, I'm trying to get them coins. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't judge no damn body. It's hard out here. You gotta get your light bill money, okay? Lord knows I'm struggling now. Me and my mama trying to get them coins. Anyway, this ain't about me. So, yeah, that whole thing. And like I said, I don't believe the whole Mr. Chocolate thing. I just think it's just some shit Bravo and Andy all them spooched up to, you know, make a big deal out of it, make a storyline basically. But I don't believe the whole Mr. Chocolate thing. But if Phaedra has cheated before on Apollo, I don't blame her, because I honestly think Apollo had cheated at least once on Phaedra. I mean, come on. If it's this miserable at home and he never there anyway, like way before he even got locked up, way before, you know, all these, way before this case and all this, all the things that he'd done, you know, regarding the whole airlines and all that to people, before all that even surfaced, and they was still, I'm pretty sure they was having problems way long time ago. So if he cheated, then, and she cheated, then shit, they even now. That's how I see it. Just get a divorce and move on. Hell. Um. So let's see. Of course, Peter couldn't wait to go and tell damn Cynthia. He runs in there, girl, Cynthia. Guess what I got to tell you, good. And you know, Cynthia and her blonde hair. Um, Cynthia's bone structure is amazing. Does anyway. Um, basically tells her the whole judge, and Cynthia, you know, she's so shocked she can't believe the shit, of course, and being all dramatic and the dramaticking of it all. And you know, it's just like, you know what, I can't believe this. Phaedra is the same one. These girls are the same one calling Kenya a whore and this and that, but they out doing whorish things. You know, most people are hypocrites anyway. So it's just like, honestly, in a way, yeah, Phaedra did treat Kenya very coldly. But of course she's gonna believe her husband. So I kind of go back and forth with that whole thing. But you know, karma, what goes around comes around, and Kenya got vindicated. She was proven to be innocent. So let it go. Just let it go. But don't push it too far, Kenya. You still be starting shit. You know what you be doing, girl. But I fuck with you. I follow Team Twirl on Twitter. Just whatever. Shit. It's all in shits and giggles for me. My nose is running. Oh my god. Excuse me. Darling. You should see any snot. Hope not. I wouldn't be cute for the viewers. Um so let's go. Kenya is basically auditioning people. She trying to get this series together, or a movie or something, with more something productions. She actually did a movie with Boris Kojo a few years ago called Confidants, I believe, and I actually watched it. It come on TV1 every once in a while. I liked it. It was a cute movie. It had David Banner in it. He was batshit crazy. It was fun. It was a good movie, actually. Kenya is a really decent actress. She's a really good actress. You know, she's beautiful. She's just crazy. That's all. You know, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Unless you're married to her. Um, so she basically auditioning people, and D Woods comes in from Danny DeCane. I know Danny DeCane glad. I know D Woods glad she dodged that Danny DeCane bullet. My God, all that shit. They done broke up, got back together, and broke up again. A fool. Shabba. And I was one of the main people saying D Woods should have came back to the group. Like, I can be wrong too, I guess. I'm wrong often, actually, but don't tell anybody, all right? Um, so basically, Cynthia came in dressed like this Jamaican girl. It's apparently some beauty shop, some beauty shop scene tongue twister, and she's playing this Jamaican lady who's doing hair or whatever, and apparently Cynthia got the part. That's, whatever. Um, and so yeah, even anyway, moving on. Claudia got fucking Ricky Smiley involved in the whole thing with her and Portia. That's like telling the teacher that something is going. It's like telling the, that's like telling the teacher at school that what's the name called me, that this girl next to me called me ugly. Like, it was very. It just reminded me of that. Like, and honestly, where I'm from, if you tell the teacher on somebody, you get ready to get your ass whooped out the school. Like, it's just as simple as that. I just didn't think it was that deep. I mean, I guess it was deep for her, but I feel like she shouldn't have told Ricky Smiley. I don't know. Maybe she felt like she didn't have any choice. I don't know. But Claudia, just stop. Portia don't want to have anything to do with you. That's fine. Everybody's not gonna like you. You did kind of stir shit up in the beginning, because obviously she's gonna think a certain way about you. You're good friends with her enemy, which was Kenya, which probably still is Kenya. So of course she's not gonna be all jolly and happy to meet you. She can't trust you, girl. So Ricky Smiley basically said y'all got to come together and work together and this and that. Portia was like, I can't believe she brought this to my job. And basically Portia acts like, or thinks that she's above Claudia. Um, because I guess Portia is on the internet and Claudia is actually on the radio. I don't know. But it's all just really, silly. Portia, don't think that you better than people, sweetheart. Don't think that, because last season you was crying and scratching, because you ain't get a dime out of that divorce. So don't think because you up and almighty now that you better than people. Don't think that. Now, I kind of agree with you with not trusting Claudia that much, but you don't have to be ugly to her. You don't have to be mean to her. Just keep it cute or put it on mute. That's what I say. Um, Kind of like how Nene don't do. Like, she was on Watch What Happens Live with Tracy Ellis Ross tonight, and it was a question that came up, and it involved Cynthia. She was like, I don't even want to say her name and stuff. Like, what is that? What is all of that about? At one point, y'all was friends. Do you not have a little bit of respect for her? Like, I don't quite get that. There's a lot of people I don't like, but I'm not gonna necessarily, if their name is brought up around me, I'm not gonna be like that rude, or I'm just gonna be like, I would prefer not to speak about them. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, they ain't nobody, they ain't this. Like, I don't know. Hey, let's Lanithia Leaks. Her hair is looking a lot better though. Definitely. Shouts out to her hair. Um so yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think about that whole Claudia bringing the whole thing up between her and Portia with Ricky Smiley, and damn, Portia's body, that ass. Are you serious? Now she got those tits to match. She should do porn. Should make a lot of money. Okay. So Lalisha, whatever, Phaedra's assistant, they go over to the house. Phaedra said that Apollo said that he was gonna take out the light bulbs, child. He was gonna knock the fixtures out the ceiling, all this shit. And he said he was gonna burn down the house, take the flat screen TV, sell it at the pawn shop. Apollo said a whole bunch of shit, and I was like, Phaedra, you real shady boots. So basically, she calls the guy over to fix the garage code. So basically, he won't be able to get into the garage, and of course, naturally, shouts out to reality television. Apollo comes up. He comes storming through the house like he just came back from the gym all swole up. He's like, what the hell is going on, Phaedra? You turned off lights. You took everything from me. You took everything from me. Just running through the house and going crazy. And Phaedra, leave me with this. Stop. Stop. It was just crazy. She couldn't do nothing with Phaedra. The lady was like, her assistant, she was like, look, do you want me to freaking call the police, bitch? I got you. And Phaedra was like, no, I'm going to leave him alone. That's still my baby dead. Who that is, my baby dead. I'm going to leave him alone. And I'm just going to let this go. But, he needs to leave. All of a sudden, Phaedra calls Bud. Bud is Apollo's friend. And he just talking, and she just randomly talking to his ass in the bushes. I was like, where the hell he come from? It was just weird. And this nigga on a motorcycle. I was like, okay. I guess nobody heard the motorcycle pulling up, or pulling up to stay in the bushes or something. It was just crazy boots. So, they get that whole thing. Apollo running back and forth. So he gets in the car and leaves. Then all of a sudden he comes back, child. He mashes the gas backwards, bitch. Apollo comes back and I hit the floor. I was like, damn, this mud crazy. So she was just like, you need to leave, and he starts talking about the kids, and Apollo was like, Phaedra was like, he saw the kids last night and he made Aiden, the oldest one, cry because he basically said that daddy's gone away from jail and won't be able to see you for a long time and this and that. And so that whole thing is really difficult. Um, but I honestly do believe that she should allow the kids to see him in jail. At the end of the day, they made the child together. The Aiden and Mr. President is not just yours, Phaedra. You know, you didn't make them by yourself. And, you know, just be, you ain't got to have nothing else to do with Apollo, but just at least let him see his kids, I feel. It ain't that deep. I mean, you know, kids got to grow up eventually. They're going to learn shit anyway, whether you want them to or not, honestly. And most of the time, there's a whole bunch of bad in this world anyway, and they're just going to have to get exposed to it one way or another, whether it's today or tomorrow. 10 years from now, they will have to deal with the world just like the rest of us. We all can't stay kids forever. Might as well keep it real now. So that whole thing was just crazy. The girl was like, look, do you want me to call the president? You want me to call what Barack gonna do, y'all? Somebody want me to call the police and all that. She was just like, no, I just want him to leave. Bud comes back into the house with his helmet on. Apollo just running. He goes and tells Phaedra, it's like, look, don't call the police, okay? And he got the damn nail gun in his hand. I thought he was gonna staple her to Jesus. You know, that would have been crazy. Like the first staple gun murder on TV. That would have been crazy. And so basically Apollo leaves. And that was the end of this episode. Next episode, child. It's gonna be crazy. Cynthia brings up the whole Mr. Chocolate thing, I guess, to Kenya, and then why the hell did she do that, Cynthia? And Kenya brings it up, makes it her business again, something that got shit to do with her, and she goes in on Phaedra at the table about Mr. Chocolate. But I sometimes play devil's advocate. I don't know, but I'm a Libra, and I'm able to see both sides of the situation. But then again, Phaedra did give Kenya pure hell about that whole Apollo thing, and she didn't do anything. But she shouldn't have acted like she was doing something. She shouldn't have kept that game and shit going. But then also the girls just need checks and the storyline and all this. So I don't know, darling. It's just so much. But anyway, y'all tell me about this episode and everything that I talked about, this review, all that good stuff. With that said, I am Mr. Chalak. I'm Mr. Chilako Google Plus. Follow me. I'm at It's King's World on Twitter, and I am Chase King was here on Facebook. Yes, I am. I will put Closet Confessions info down in the info box. By the way, if you want to check her out, she's really awesome. She's really pretty. She's really dope, and you know I love her closet. Her closet is nasty. I wish I could raid it. Meow meow. All right. Did I say at It's King's World on Twitter? I guess, child. But look, that's just what it is, and that's just who I am. Yes, God. That's it. All right, I got to go. Bye.